Akasa Air is barely 3 years old and it's already going international. While most new airlines struggle just to survive domestically, Akasa wants to fly outside India, starting with routes like Sharjah. On paper, this sounds bold, but in reality, this could be one of the riskiest moves an Indian airline can make. So, why is Akasa doing this so early? And is this smart expansion or a gamble that could backfire? Let's quickly set the scene. Akasa Air launched in 2022 as a low cost airline with a big promise: better culture, newer planes, and disciplined growth. Since then, it has grown steadily, avoided flashy announcements, and even survived a major pilot crisis in 2023. Now, in early 2026, Akasa is planning international routes starting with short haul Gulf destinations like Sharjah. This is a big moment because for Indian airlines, going international is where many have failed before. Part 1: Why this move actually makes sense. First, let's be fair, Akasa isn't being reckless for no reason. International routes, especially to the Gulf, are very attractive for Indian airlines. Why? Because these routes are short, aircraft utilization is high, and demand is stable, especially from VFR traffic, which is people visiting friends and relatives. Cities like Sharjah, Dubai, Muscat, and Doha have a constant flow of Indian passengers, including workers, families, and small business owners. Akasa's Boeing 737 MAX aircraft are well suited for these routes. They're fuel efficient, have lower operating costs, and can fly multiple legs a day. Also, competition on some secondary Gulf routes is still lighter compared to metro heavy domestic routes. So, from a distance, this looks like a logical next step. Part 2: Where the real risk begins. But here's the part most people miss. International flying is not just about filling seats, it's about surviving thin margins. Gulf routes are brutally competitive. Akasa won't just be competing with Indian Airlines, it'll be up against Air Arabia, Fly Dubai, Salam Air, and even full service Gulf carriers. These airlines already have established networks, better slot timings, and loyal passenger bases. And then comes the cost problem. International operations mean higher airport charges, currency risk, crew night stops, more regulatory complexity. For a small airline with limited cash buffers, even one bad season can hurt badly. Akasa doesn't yet have the scale IndiGo has to absorb losses quietly. That's the danger. Part 3: The timing problem no one is talking about. Now let's talk timing because timing can make or break airlines. Akasa is expanding internationally before fully stabilizing its domestic network. Its domestic market share is still small, its brand outside major cities is still developing, and its fleet size is limited compared to competitors. This means management attention, aircraft, and crew are now being split between domestic growth, international setup, regulatory approvals, and price wars. In aviation, spreading yourself too thin too early is dangerous. Many Indian airlines in the past made the same mistake. They chased international glamour before building a strong home base, and we know how that ended. Part 4: What this means for passengers and competitors. So, what does this mean for you? In the short term, passengers may benefit. More competition on Gulf routes could mean lower fares and more options. But for Akasa, the pressure is intense. If these routes work, Akasa gains credibility overnight, and if they don't, the losses won't be small, they'll be fast and visible. For competitors, this is a test. If Akasa survives this phase, it proves it can play in the big league. If not, others will think twice before expanding too early. So here's the real question. Is Akasa being brave or rushing before it's truly ready? Because in Indian aviation, timing matters as much as ambition. Tell me what you think in the comments, and if you enjoy simple, honest breakdowns of Indian aviation, subscribe to Aviation-o-holic with just getting started. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.